This is the African news update on top Accolade news. The headlines: South Sudan Parliament resumes with urgent peace and reform agenda. Algeria unveils draft data protection law. Kenya launches digital nation token. Mars rock discovered in Africa sells for over $5 million. We start with the focus in politics. South Sudan Parliament resumes with urgent peace and reform agenda. South Sudan lawmakers returned to Parliament on Wednesday after a 6-month break, facing mounting pressure to address peace deal delays, finalize the national budget, and prepare for the 2026 elections. Opposition voices called for release of First Vice President Riek Machar and an end to arbitrary detention, while civil society groups push for election funding, land reform, and gender violence legislation. Lawmakers from all parties agreed that moving the country forward hinges on fully implementing the 2018 peace agreement and restoring democratic order. Still in politics, Algeria unveils draft data protection law. Algeria has introduced a draft law on personal data protection, framed as a move to align with European legal standards and facilitate cooperation with Eurojust. While the Justice Ministry hailed it as a step forward in privacy rights, critics argue it is largely driven by external diplomatic pressure rather than domestic demand or democratic reform. Right groups have voiced concerns over the lack of civil society involvement and transparency. Leaks suggest that the proposed enforcement body would lack true independence and sanctioning authority, raising doubts about its effectiveness. With Algeria's surveillance infrastructure under tight state control and recent spikes in digital monitoring of activists and journalists, analysts wonder the law could merely provide a legal facade for repressive practices while smoothing bilateral deals with Europe. Shifting focus to economy, Kenya launches digital nation token. In Kenya, the launch of the Kenya Digital Token, or KDT, is stirring buzz as it mirrors the government's tech-forward vision, offering promises of infrastructure upgrades, youth empowerment, and national economic transformation. Touted as the first token for an entire digital nation, KDT is available to Kenyan citizens who connect their X account with 60% of the billion token supply reserved for them. While officials praise its potential, crypto experts are sounding the alarm, pointing to failed government-backed tokens in Argentina and the Central African Republic as cautionary tales. Though not officially state-owned, KDT ties to political messaging have many watching closely to see if it becomes a tech triumph or another crypto collapse. Still in economy, Mars rock discovered in Africa sells for over $5 million. A record-breaking piece of Mars has just been sold for a whopping $5.3 million in New York. The 54-pound Martian meteorite, named NWA 16788, was discovered in Niger last November and is now officially the largest known piece of Mars ever found on Earth. With only about 400 Martian meteorites known globally, experts are calling it an astronomical rarity. While the identity of the buyer remains private, the sale headlined a blockbuster auction that also included a $26 million dinosaur skeleton and a $1.4 million fossilized core. You're watching the African News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. In international relations, Eswatini to repatriate U.S. deported foreign convicts. Eswatini has confirmed it will repatriate 5 foreign convicts deported from the United States, citizens of Vietnam, Jamaica, Cuba, Yemen, and Laos, after their home countries refused to accept them. The decision, part of the U.S. third country deportation program, has sparked outrage among opposition groups who called it a threat to local rehabilitation efforts and a sign of foreign exploitation. Government officials says the men pose no threat and are being held in isolated facilities pending repatriation, though no date has been set yet. The case mirrors broader U.S. deportation tactics now affecting countries like South Sudan and Costa Rica. Still in international relations, France ends 65-year military presence in Senegal. France has officially closed its final military base in Senegal, marking the end of a 65-year presence and leaving the French army with no permanent installation in West or Central Africa. The handover of Camguille and the French outbuild in Dakar Airport was confirmed in a ceremony attended by top officials following President Faye's push for all foreign forces to exit Senegal by 2025. While the move aligns with the regional trend of rejecting former colonial influence, Faye said Senegal will maintain diplomatic and strategic cooperation with France, unlike countries like Mali and Burkina Faso that have severed such ties. Turning to entertainment, Big Brother Naija Season 10 set to redefine Nigeria reality TV. Big Brother Naija is turning 10 and it is celebrating it with the first ever two-night premiere on July 26 and 27. With a massive 150 million naira grand prize and major sponsor like Guinness and Pepsi on board, Season 10 promises to be the most electrifying yet. More than just a show, Big Brother Naija has become a cultural powerhouse, launching stars and social media empires. Fans can tune in 247 on DSTV, GoTV and Showmax to catch every moment of the drama, strategy and stardom as Nigeria's biggest reality TV phenomenon kicks off a decade-defining season. Now in sports, Odion Ighalo urges Osimhen to join Saudi League. Former Super Eagles forward Odion Ighalo has urged Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen to consider a lucrative move to Saudi Arabia, stressing the importance of financial security for African players burdened with family and societal obligations. Speaking from personal experience, Ighalo suggested Osimhen spent 2 years in the Middle East before returning to Europe, where he could continue his career at the top level. With stars like Ronaldo already in the Saudi Pro League, Ighalo's advice reflects the growing appeal of financial opportunities abroad and the difficult choices African footballers must make between fame and responsibility. That concludes our African news update for today. Stay tuned for more African news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I am Ojorumi Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.